Hi guys, it's Allie and welcome to Power Poppy and Inspire Me Monday. Today I'm going to do a revamp on my phone case. So I have a clear phone case for my Samsung, which I'm actually filming with right now. And I made myself a template, which I kept all this time. I made one last year and it's a little folded, but it still works. So I'm going to use my template for my phone and I'll show you what it looked like before. And this time we are going to use the Magnolia Sunshine to color up, and then we're going to position this somewhere on our image and trace it so we can replace the phone case. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm all decked out in my scouting finery. I've been doing scouting events for the last couple of days, so I didn't bother putting my regular wedding ring on. This is great for crafting anyway, because it's very durable. It doesn't hurt your hand. You can get it as dirty as you want, and they're great. Just so you know, if you're ever worried about your jewelry, this is another alternative to wearing your wedding rings. Okay, let's get started. So I've gone ahead and I've traced my template right onto my piece of paper. That way I won't waste ink on coloring anything that I'm just going to cut off anyway. So with any of Marcy's gorgeous bouquets, if you ever want to know what kind of flowers they are so that you can do a little research on coloring, go to the Power Poppy shop and check out the descriptions of the stamp sets. This one by chance is a digital stamp set. So if you're looking for more information on how to color the blooms and branches or berries or whatever, the description will always kind of tell you what's in the bouquet. Very helpful. I'm not going to color everything in under camera today. I'm going to just highlight a couple of the different blooms. In this case, this is a magnolia. And there's a daffodil, a couple of daffodils, and some snowdrops just tucked in the behind there. I'm just going to go through coloring one individual bloom, and then you guys can take it from there. So I'm actually starting my gorgeous magnolia bloom here with a BV31. I'm starting by putting in the shadow to our bloom. Sometimes I work from the shadow out, sometimes I don't. Coloring is all about what makes you happy and how you like to color. So don't be intimidated by any artist. Do what makes you happy and comfortable. All right, I'm going to start with an R30 to start adding color. And I'm just using really open, flicky motions to get color in. In doing my research, magnolias seem to have more color kind of focused down towards the center. So that's where I'm focusing my color. Okay, so that's a really light pink, R30, and then we're going to go for an R20, which is a little bit deeper pink in color. And the other thing too, when you are coloring your images, move them around. If you're flicking in a certain motion and you're comfortable flicking away versus flicking toward you, rotate your image. Don't make it hard on yourself. Making it harder to color. You'll actually get more smooth effect because you've moved your image in the direction that you're coloring. So don't hesitate to do that. Like I said, this is kind of a loose bloom. It doesn't have a lot of color, so we're just adding some color. Okay, so for the rest of the blooms that I'm going to do today, I'm going to turn on some music, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and we'll move on to one of our gorgeous daffodils right here. And of course, I'm going to put a little bit of different color through my daffodils too. Daffodils don't come in just yellow and yellow, so enjoy. All right, so we've colored in some berries, our magnolia, one of our daffodils, a little bit of greenery from our magnolia, and our snowdrop. So I'm just going to go in and finish my panel, and then I'll do something in the background. Not quite sure what I'm going to do, and I'll share that at the end. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. It's really, really simple. I mean, these blooms, I'm making them kind of more so on the light and light pink side. So not as much coloring on this, which will make everything go really quickly. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. So for the most part, I'm finished coloring everything. I'm just going through and double checking that I've got all the details in here. I've got a BV25 in my hand, and I'm just going in and I'm just darkening the places that I feel that need a little bit more contrast, just to make everything kind of either pop to the front or go to the back. So I'll use a little bit on the inside of the daffodils here to kind of push the center down, obviously, because it's a long trumpet shape. So we need to put a little bit more contrast in over those greens. I use this one quite often to add just a little bit more detail and contrast in. It blends fairly nicely with all the colors that I have existing. So I'm just touching things up here, pushing anything that needs to be pushed to the back, deepening some of the shadows and stuff on the inside of my magnolias where there would be a little bit more contrast and deepening things. So this is obviously where these petals are overlapping this one. So by putting a little bit more contrast around those edges, it pushes the top ones to the top and the other ones to the back. Just using a light flicking motion. I've done the same thing to the Magnolia here. Pushed it back because obviously this one is overlapping here. And just trying to add a little bit more contrast to the background shapes and everything to make everything look multi-layered. Because obviously this leaf is sitting on top of these stems. Some stems are in the foreground, some stems are in the background. So this color works really, really well for pushing things back. And you can do it over greens. And it basically works with any color. Little touches to get more crisp shadows. Because obviously things cast shadows if they're overlapping. Push tips back. Push backgrounds back. Whatever you kind of deem as needed here. It's to the point where I'm just playing to make sure that the depth is beginning to reveal itself. So this is where you get to have fun. Yeah, this is the cool part because you can see things begin to come to the forefront or go to the background. It's kind of cool. Just adding the last few touches. We need a little bit of darkness in our Magnolia up here, just because we would have some shadows cast, obviously. Yeah, so I am no expert, don't claim to be. I have been coloring for quite some time, but even me, after, 12 years now, I still learn. I learn a trick, I learn a new color to use to add depth. You'd be surprised at every time I turn on the computer and watch somebody else's gorgeous video that I learn every day. And I think that's part of the fun of it, is that I'm constantly learning, whether it be dealing with a new product, how to color and add depth, how to use other mediums and mix them in with mediums that I already have. It's such a fun process. So like I said, I'm just going in and filling in any spots that I feel need some more shadow. And again, I'm just going to cut all the excess off, so I've just colored basically where I need to. And now I just have to figure out what I'm going to do for my background. I still haven't figured that out yet. I don't know whether to go yellow to make everything pop or to go pink. Maybe I'll go yellow because I don't use yellow very often in a background. Maybe we'll do that. I think I'll start with my Y00 and fill in the back, and then I can always go in and deepen or enrich in the color. So I'll fill in the background and I'll come back once again. So here's our finished panel. Now I'm just going to go and trim it out, and I'll share with you the final look of my phone case. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I've inspired you to grab something to color, get out those Crayolas or whatever heck you have, and have some fun. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day, guys. See you again.